Hi guys, it's me again. It's Diane from the Paint Factory. It's Thursday. I'm a little bit late, but in my defense, this is the second time I've come on Facebook this week, so I'm kind of, ahead of the game. So I want to see if anybody's around, and I'm gonna wait to see if I can see anybody. And if you're here, please let me know where you're from. I posted a picture of some flowers because it feels like spring today, and people were sending me pictures of snow, so I am sorry. So the reason why I wanted to come on today, I've got nothing painted. I haven't done any painting for a week or so, and hey Angie, yeah, look, I'm even dressed. Suddenly, I go to the gym and I feel that I need to wear workout clothes during the day. The world has gone crazy. So I don't have anything to show you. I'm sorry, but I have this philosophy of one in, one out. And I can't just paint to paint. That would drive me nuts. So I am looking for a beautiful piece to work on, and in the meantime I will just live the life of a princess. So what I wanted to talk to you about was something that happened last week, I believe, which was my declaration that my husband hates me. And I think because it's the day before Valentine's Day, I need to stress on that because it's the truth. So look, this is what I did. Can you see it? I even had to write it backwards so that it would show up. So for the Hey Barb, for the purpose of this Facebook Live, we're going to call my husband Don. Okay. So I have an antidotal example of his disdain for me, and I also have a concrete, tangible example. So let's go to the antidotal one. And this was, actually, I think this was last week. Could have been this week. I don't know, my days kind of blend. So my husband was talking to me, and he was asking me very nicely if I would sit down and please do your taxes. Come on, Diane, just sit down and do them. It's not hard. And it's not hard, but it's, it's disheartening. It's boring, it's disheartening. And so one of the reasons why I don't like doing my taxes is because for the full year, I think I'm successful. And then when I sit down and I punch in all the numbers, and I'm like, how did I make such a pittance? That makes no sense. And so I was trying to explain to him why I didn't want to do it, and why in my head I'm like hugely successful, and that world dominance is just around the corner for me, when in actuality the figures don't show that. But I was like, as I was explaining to him about, well, it's a sign of a good business. Depends on a lot of things. Sometimes people have big followers on Facebook, and that helps propel the sales, right? Some people are really good painters. Some people are really good at photography. Some people are really good at marketing. Some people are good at, text, hard copy. So there's lots of different variants that, you can club them together, and that helps you become a successful business. And so I was talking, and I have to have props. So I was talking to him, and I'm holding my glass of wine. Now, this isn't wine, this is alcohol-free wine, which I bought a few days ago maybe, and it's fruit juice. I paid $12 for fruit juice. I'm still angry at myself. And I'm only drinking it because I like the glass. So anyway, so I'm talking to him and I'm swinging, you know, my non-alcoholic wine, and this is why I'm not as successful on paper, and da-da-da. And, you know, he wasn't really listening to me. He had, you know, a sports game on. He was looking at his cell. And I'm like, I don't care if you're not listening because I'm still going to talk. So, your choice. And so, he turned round and he said to me, do you know what he said to me? Janet, do you know what he said to me? And as I'm explaining, I just see you coming on, Janet, so I was explaining why I am not a successful business on paper. He turned round to me and said, I need my prop. I think it's likability, Diane. I said, what? How dare you? And now I could have thrown this over his head, because honestly, that's what it's worth, because it's not worth drinking. But he said it was likability. Yeah. I know. And so part of me wants to smash him, but there's a part of me that's like, you know, there's a shred of truth in that. And I think there is. And so yes, he hates me. Not only does he hate me, he thinks I'm not likable. More fooling. I mean, and I'm not fond of him all the time, I will admit that. What do you say? I mean, you like threaten to throw the non-alcoholic wine over him, and then you think, oh well, I'm not cooking dinner for you. Not likable. But yes, so I think sometimes, especially on social media, whatever, you get a following because people like you, they connect with you, and then from that, you know, becomes the trust, and you know, they start following and think that you're quite good, but not flipping likable. Look, I honestly, I don't have a tattoo, but this sure as heck would be a good one. So that's my antidotal example of my husband. Now, the concrete one, and this is where I'm going to blab and blab and blab. So if you want me to cut to the chase, it's not going to happen. So this might be your time to do something enriching and rewarding and enjoyable, because it's probably not going to happen here. So my mother-in-law passed away last September, when I was in France, of all places. And I didn't know, because we were stuck in a place with no Wi-Fi. But that's by the by. So let me just backtrack. So my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law, were both high school teachers on the military bases. So they lived like such a full life, and they traveled and lived in different countries. You know, they met in Japan, they moved to Turkey, where my hateful husband was born, moved to Spain, to Germany, and then to England. And so they collected a lot of furniture. Now, when they were in Germany, they collected a lot of mid-century modern. So this was in the 60s. So I was thinking today, if it was in the 60s, it wouldn't have been called mid-century modern, right? It would have just been called current, right? So anyway, so they bought furniture that was current for that time, which is now called mid-century modern, which, especially in Portland, is very, very sought after. So she had a chair in her bedroom, which is called a Papa Bear chair, and I have a picture of it. It's a very, it's kind of like an unusual chair. It's definitely not my style, and it certainly is not going to look, you know, at home in my home. But it's one of those things where it's kind of that ugly, you kind of like it, you know, like my husband. Yes, I said that out loud. And so when we were downsizing all her things, I said, I'll take the chair. Now, in my mind, it was blue, which would have been fine because I have a lot of blue things. Actually, it turned out it wasn't blue, it was orange. And the reason why I got confused is that she had like this blue throw over it. So it was orange. Now, there's good orange and bad orange. This actually wasn't bad because it was like a coppery, and I have orange in my kitchen. I have a lot of copper in my living room, and so I'd said, we'll keep it in the living room, but it was absolutely threadbare and the foam is disintegrating. And so my husband said, we'll get it upholstered. And Diane, no expense is spared, because it was my mother's and now it's mine, and so I'm willing to spend whatever it takes. He never says that when I want things, but so because it was mid-century modern and it's teak and it was built originally in Sweden, we decided we were going to go with the traditional Swedish fabric, which it would have been upholstered in. Now, this is where I kind of get a little bit on my soapbox, because I do some kind of upholstery, very simple, but if you are thinking about doing upholstery, it is a big financial investment. It takes a lot of money to have one done professionally, but then you also have to pay for fabric. Now, I will always advise you to spend money on fabric. Do not go cheap. This is an investment, and you're not going to want to upholster, your chair every few years. So you don't want to go into, say, like a Joann's and buy $9 a yard fabric. For one, people go into Joann's and, I know fabric from Joann's. So if you're going to spend money, spend it on high quality, unique fabric. Something that's a little bit timeless. So then it's going to last for a long, long time, and you don't have to pay an upholsterer hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Another thing that I probably will get flack from, and I'm okay with that, is don't paint fabric. I know people who do and they like it and they tell you can do that, but if you have stripped a chair down to the foam and everything to do a proper upholstery job, you will realize how absolutely disgusting, and I mean disgusting, it is underneath the fabric. So the idea of you putting paint on top of that, I have seen too many fingernails. down in the crevices of a chair and stuff that I don't even know what was. I don't know, but it was not nice. So we decided I searched around for mid-century modern fabric, and I found this fabric that a Swedish designer had made, and it's very, it's wool, 90% wool with 10%, I don't know because I don't have my glasses on, so it's 10% of something. And so what I started looking through all the samples and looking for like the original orange, and they didn't have it. So I was talking to, let's call him Don, and I said, I can't find the orange, so we should probably just go with something completely different, right? And he's like, oh no, well, the orange wasn't the original fabric. And I'm like, what? They actually paid to have it upholstered in orange? Oh, that's unfortunate. Really? So what was the original colour? And he went, I have pictures. So this is a picture of the Papa Bear chair. Can you see it? It's kind of, you know, it's a funky looking chair. And look at those stylish women. I don't know who they are, but they're sat in my mother-in-law's house, and the chair is like a poop brown. And so Don said, that's the colour. So the fabric is $60 a yard. So it's not completely crazy money. I mean, it's still a flipping lot, especially when you're going to need, I think, about 8.5 yards. So this is an undertaking, and Don wants me to upholster it in poop brown. So we sat down together as a married couple, and we discussed different colours, and I ordered samples. Now, this is my choice. Can you see that? It is beautiful, like a peacock green blue. It's just gorgeous. How beautiful is that? And I showed him it, and he's like, oh, that's not original. I said, I know, but it could be original to us. Does that not make sense? And he's like, it's not original. We're not doing it that colour. And so what he chose, yeah, I know, Anita, it's beautiful. What he chose is this colour. And I said, that's like Granger's poop that I sat in this week. And he's like, I don't think it's that bad. And then his second choice was this colour. And I'm like, oh, hold on, excuse me, because now, if you put them together, that actually was like Granger's diarrhea, because it's more of a mottled effect. So my husband is, these are not pretty. This is not pretty, come on. Look, ooh. So what I'm hoping, I know, Anita, dog diarrhea chair. So what I'm hoping is that he's going to have some leniency, and he's going to go with this one. So this one is like a dark green, and I was trying to persuade him last night that actually, if you look far away and you squint, it sometimes looks like a brown colour, because, I mean, not at all, but I'm hoping. And look, this is him and his dad and his sister on the chair. This is a Christmas one with the brown chair. Again, look. Just, I mean, it could be an absolutely beautiful chair if it was done in this, right? I know it's a compromise. I know. It's acceptable. I know, but look at that. Look. So yeah, this is my, see, look at the difference, right? These two are actually quite nice. Quite nice. These two, Don hates Diane. And if I'm not wrong, he's gonna go like, it's one of these because it belonged to my mother, and I know that it makes you really angry to pay like $1,000 to upholster a chair that you're gonna hate, but I'm okay with that. So there you have it. I know some people talk nicely about their husbands on Facebook, and I know sometimes people work along with their husbands. Maybe they share a business. Some people have nice, cute names for their husband when they're referring to him on Facebook. You're not going to hear that around here because, no, because he's my husband and he's been around for 26 years and I'm a truth teller. So I'm going to go and get my chair out of storage this week and take it to my upholsterer, and then I'm going to order whatever colour that's not going to, it's not this one. Let's hope for this one. Horrible. Would you, I mean, come on, really, would you pay $60 a yard for those two colours? The man's insane. It's absolutely lost his marbles, insane. Horrible man. So there you have it. So I apologise that I came on again, you know, bad-mouthing my husband, and you know, with it being the day before Valentine's Day, but he's never once bought me a Valentine's Day gift because it's a contrived holiday, and I actually agree with him because it's contrived. He's just reverting to his child. Yeah, what, did he ever leave his childhood? This is what I want to know. I don't think he did. So yes, depressing colours. Yeah, I want to say no, Sherlock. Yeah, very depressing, as is the mood of this house currently. The brown is, I know. How am I going to take that to my upholsterer teacher, and say, can you make this chair beautiful? $60 a yard. So that's it. So hopefully, I'm so like, well, I don't know. I like to think I am, but my spreadsheet says that I am not. And my husband has told me in not so many words, he put that question mark. Is it you, Diane? Are you the problem? Bless him. So hopefully I will have something to paint soon, and I will come on and I'll show you something wonderful, and hopefully I'll have done my taxes and life will be good. I will have finished my grape juice, and yeah, so thank you for joining me. I will, once I get this done, could take a long time, make him some food. I make him food every night. He still hates me. Playing with alcohol, he does that himself. No, Lorraine, no. I tried. He knows where I keep the booze. So I will talk to you later. Thank you again for allowing me to unburden myself and keeping it real as always. So I will talk to you all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.